everybody, this is Purge bringing you guys a replay commentary. I played Lycan this game. I know some of you guys were asking about me playing Lycan, so I ran him last night as per random chance, and I'm going to play him here. Unfortunately, I didn't do a jungle Lycan, and I'm sure that's where some of you guys are kind of curious about how to play him exactly, and I can talk about that a little bit. You can either Bottle Crow with jungle Lycan, that is one way to do it, or you can get a Stout Shield and tank most of the damage while letting your wolves DPS. But previously, what you do with Lycan is you let your wolves tank most of the damage, and then you would micro them back when they're low. But now it kind of requires you to either Bottle Crow or to get a Stout Shield and tank most of the damage for your creeps. It's a lot harder than it was in the past, but it's not impossible. So I think the best thing that you guys could do if you don't really know how to do it is just hop into a private game and make a lobby and just practice the early jungle. Like, early jungling is the easiest thing you can practice by yourself. You can't like hop into a game and be like, I'm gonna practice my 1v1 Queen of Pain versus bots. Like, it's not very helpful. But the jungle doesn't change. It's a perfect environment except for the no gank part. So go try it out sometime, hop into the jungle and practice jungling with Lycan. You can do it with bottle crowing to put cheats on, or you can just get a Stout Shield and try to do your best. It really does depend a lot on what creep spawns, so that will make the game a lot harder generally. Do I have this smooth pen thing? I think I have to turn this on every time I try to use it. Can't remember. Anyways, so I'm into this game. I'm not sure how much player perspective I'm going to watch. I think we'll watch player perspective for the early game, but at some point it's not going to be entirely player perspective, I know, because it wasn't exactly the most typical game ever.
Thanks.
So, alright, random gold helps a lot. You should always spawn your wolves a little bit after 55 seconds to go, because the wolves last for 55 seconds, and you want them to check out runes. I was really awesome, and I didn't actually check the rune spot at 0 seconds. I was asking the bat right now which lane he was going to, because I was really confused. I'm like, are you jungling or are you long lane? Because if he goes jungle, then I can't go long lane, and if he goes long lane, then I can go jungle. But I'm sitting here asking him, and he's not really responding. It took quite a while for him to actually talk, so I checked to make sure if he was muted. Literally, it was about here that he finally told me that he was indeed jungling, and I was like, okay, thanks, bro. Finally I get to know. So anyways, if I'm going to a lane, you can lane Lycan right now. I had random gold, of course, so I'm going to be greedy and buy Quelling Blade as well as a shield. I got a ring of protection, sorry, because I wanted to build that into a Basilius into the side lane, and I'm going to miss maybe some EXP here. We'll see. Yeah, you should max out wolves first. You can also go howl. I've seen some people go howl level 1 when playing a hard carry safely in Lycan. The reason they grab howl is because the mana cost is incredibly low at 15, and that'll give your mid player a 20 bonus damage advantage for 12 seconds, which means he should be able to take the first wave of EXP, ideally. I didn't think about that, though. I just spawned the wolves because I didn't know if I was jungling or not. So if I did know that I was going for a safe lane solo and that I would be uncontested, then I would have just grabbed a howl level 1, and with a good player, that should give him an advantage. So as you guys can see, we get to lane against a Coddle PL. Pretty fun stuff in the pub. I do believe they randomed. I think they said later. I don't remember exactly if they did or not. I forgot to check this morning, but this lane basically sucks really bad. Normally when you play a safe lane Lycan, it's ideally against a hero matchup that you can play against, not against a good dual lane like this. This is a good dual lane. Coddle PL is not a fun matchup to play against, and he's already spamming mana. He actually didn't even get Coddle Blast at the start of the Illuminate. He actually ended up picking up the Chakra right off the bat. So rocking the 0 CS. On the bright side, the wave will push in a second, but yeah, we're having trouble. I thought I was going to get that last hit, didn't get it. That last hit was also not at a place where I could have grabbed it, and I should have spawned wolves probably for that other range creep, and I could have picked it up. I hear the blast being charged, I think, so I'm just going to be careful. Take another nuke here from the PL. On the bright side, he just took a lot of damage that helped out a bit. Like, all of these creeps are just not quite having the HP that I want them to for me to get a last hit. Finally spawned some wolves. It isn't that bad to wait on the wolf spawn. I mean, your mana regen is pretty terrible anyways, so... And you can only basically spawn one set of wolves without a clarity potion. So at this point, I just wanted to right-click a little bit on the PL to try to force him away from EXP, or force him out of CS range so that I could at least get some CS. I made a mistake and actually let... Bat apparently solo killed the Coddle. I didn't know about that. He must have been trying to contest the farm or something. And Bat would have killed him, I'm guessing. But I did let him kill one of my wolves. Maybe two, I can't remember. But I picked up Boots here because I was having a bad time. I could have gotten Basilius as well to increase my mana regen, which would have given me more wolf possibilities, but I think the Boots is a little bit more required when you're against a really nasty lane like this, so picking up Boots first I think is a better choice. At this point I basically said, you know what, I really can't lane this at all. I'm about to run out of regen, so I might as well go jungle a little bit. It's a little harder to do with the Batrider being there, but it is a possibility. And I think I went for these ogres. I did have wolves level 2 at least, and that helps out quite a bit as well. So just gotta micro this back when it's low. And unfortunately, the ogre killed my other wolf. He's killing all my wolves actually. That was really unfortunate. That decreased my DPS by quite a bit. So slight mistake there. Does the coddle? Okay, he does see. I didn't even see that first blast. Well, you guys can actually see what's happening here. And that's how I almost died. That was quite annoying. I figured they had a sentry or an observer on the high ground though. Both of the sentries were used by the Shadow Demon. I don't know if they actually did get the counter ward off or not, but the downside is that we know where one of the other wards is and we can't kill it, so. I could also pull this wave now. I could do a double pull, but they're kind of pushing anyways, so I just did a single because I wanted the XP anyways. I felt like I can't really wait around. So I just did a single pull instead. Really good at getting last hits when I absolutely need to get them, as you guys can see. Man, this is boring to look at. Alright, let's look at some other stuff. Watch Purge slowly pull camps and miss last hits. It's so much fun, guys. So, I'm pretty low on the GPM at the moment. There's another kill in the mid lane. So, I want to get a little bit of assessment of the rest of the lanes and how they're going. Because it's probably deep enough into the game where we can talk about this stuff and have it actually be interesting and important. We're basically getting crapped on at the moment. Oh, that's my push to talk. Kill, death assist. Shadow Demon actually has a kill somewhere. Where did he do this? Troll Warlord has been killed. Oh yeah, that was the gank on the mid lane. And Coddle has also died, so. Kills, deaths, assists. Net worth. Okay, this is what I wanted to look at, namely. Do I really have the highest net worth on my team? Is that possible? Really? 500. Alright, I guess I do with that random gold. I have 12 last hits, so I really have more than the TA. I guess I have about the same last hits as TA and I haven't died twice, so that's pretty weird. Alright, so my net worth pretty much sucks. Our team is getting crapped on. So in this moment, I'm going to hop into free camera and just take a look at a couple things. Since my lane isn't really... Well, I'll watch you. You get to watch me die first. But this is how I die. I wanted to kind of like walk in here and then use the Quelling Blade to cut some trees out so I could hide and stuff. But it wasn't worth it. I just ended up dying. And the best thing you can do when you're in a tough lane is not die. And I completely failed rule number 1. So anyways, talking about the top lane. They have a better lane than us in the top lane. Shadow Demon Lycan isn't very strong at all. Maybe if there's a stun on instead of a Shadow Demon, but even then it's like not that useful. We have a jungle Batrider who did actually get first blood versus the Coddle. Coddle fed him that one, so that helped his gold, I'm sure, a lot. But Batrider is a decent jungling hero. Wow, this guy, did he jungle? Oh, I think he jungled. Wow, interesting. I'll have to see how he did this before. Probably got rearm, looks like with Tranquil Boots, and he's just been double edging. Maybe he stacked a camp a bunch. You could stack a medium camp maybe, and then double edge it. If they're mud golems, you'd get kind of screwed over, but that's a possibility. I wonder if that's what he did. I wonder if we could do that on large camps. It's probably a little bit too much damage. Anyways, mid lane has been won by Troll Warlord. Troll Warlord's level 7 right now. The TA is at level 4, going for bottle boots. This is Blitz, by the way, in case you guys are wondering. He was having some leg problems all the game, and the Troll Warlord is actually a pretty good hero against TA. First of all, his base damage is relatively high. Whirling Axes costs virtually no mana at all. And it also applies a mischance, which means that if he does actually get into a fight with TA, he has a pretty good chance of beating her. So it's actually a decent lane for Troll Warlord, but I'm sure that there were some slight mistakes made by Blitz here because of the leg and other reasons. So not the best start. And I think this troll actually did possibly random, so he's got a Wraith Band as well. So let's see if those CS are correct. Okay, Windrunner was the line. She said 5 and 6, and she actually has 16 and 3. When she said that at the start, I was like, oh god, our lanes are just sucking. And the Windrunner says she has terrible farm, and the Omnia's crapping on her when this lane should be more equal. I was really sad about that. So luckily he's not doing as bad as we thought he was. He's actually doing okay. So they have a jungle here as well. I don't know if his GPM is comparable to... Well, can he do this? This looks really dangerous. This looks like really dangerous. Alright, he's got it. He's fine. Ogres actually don't do very much damage. The Stout Shield is actually blocks almost all of the damage that they deal out. Oh, come on, aren't you gonna kill us? There you go. He didn't want to kill the stack is why he was playing it really, really safe there. But let's see the GPM between the Bat Rider as well as... Bat Rider is here. Wow, surprisingly, the Centaur is actually jungling better, but the stack is about to be killed, so I'm sure after this is killed, then we will see the GPM of the Bat Rider jump up. But regardless, so they basically are winning the top lane, they're winning the mid lane, they're breaking even jungle, and we are breaking even on this lane as well, basically. The farm is about equal. Actually, the Omni-Knight is ahead, but it's semi-comparable, basically. There's a lot more denies on the Omni-Knight, so even the EXP is worse for the Windrunner. So we're basically in a terrible spot, and we're not having a good time, essentially. So the kind of stuff that I want to talk about this game is just how to come back from that. And again, I don't really want to focus that much on me playing Lycan at this point because it's really boring. You literally just kind of summon wolves and go for auto attacks and stuff. I was considering pressuring the Coddle here. We can watch that for a bit. Do we see the stack die? He should really be killing this already. You don't need to stack this like 85,000 times. 10 stacks is the maximum, by the way. So it was a little unnecessary to get so many stacks up, but... And his GPM should be more comparable to Lycan, but he's still actually lower. Oh man, he might die. Gotta be careful. But he did pick up level 6 from this at least, which is cool. Did I kill the Coddle? I don't think so. I think I just pressured him. Yep, still one death. And I did bring myself a Tango as well as a Ring of Basileus. I can jungle with this pretty well with 3 wolves and 2 feral impulses, so I should spend some more time in the jungle here. But Bat Rider should be able to be more mobile now. At least he's bottled up everything and all this other stuff. So basically they're absolutely crapping on us right now. This is a pretty darn good advantage in the early game. It has jumped down a little bit. This is probably Bat Rider killing all the camps, but EXP as well, they also have an advantage. So we're gonna kind of see what happened this game and how we are able to come back from this at least slightly. That's gonna be a super easy kill. Troll just, I think he did actually see this based on the ward. They had a ward up there, so Troll went looking for the kill and he was able to take it. Oh man, I miss playing Troll Warlord. I should really do it more often. I really like the hero. He's fun to play, I think. Once you get used to the axes a bit, it's pretty fun.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh yeah, I saw how hard this guy was getting hit, so I realized it was time to ulti. This should be a pretty easy kill. God, those axes do so much damage. Bat Rider actually got the kill there. This does not look good for Shadow Demon.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, do it. Oh, he ran into the tower, no wonder. I was wondering, I was like, how did this kill happen? That's how. Ran into tower a bit, and mostly Bat Rider though. That was a very, very big kill from Bat Rider though. That really needed to happen. I ended up not dying from that because I was able to run away, which is pretty good. So we actually got a couple of kills there. And that actually is, in the meantime, if you look at the net worth of TA, he's been just farming the mid lane the whole time, and that has helped him catch up quite a bit. But PL is still obscenely ahead of everybody else. He's got a kill. He almost has a Diffusal Blade, and it's only, what, 10 minutes in. This is really, really bad for us. Really dangerous. That was a good TP. I think that was worth it. This guy wasted a lot of his mana on Doppelwalk though, but now he's got more. And this is how I die, I think. I look pretty dead here. Did I summon wolves at least before I died? No, I just sucked. Probably should have at least summoned wolves, but they were not going to do much anyways. And even Centaur was top actually. So that didn't look too good. Shadow Demon kills Omni-Knight. Shadow Demon's actually really good against both Omni-Knight and PL because Demonic Purge will remove... It's the same as Diffusal Blade basically. It will remove Repel or Omni's ulti, this skill. It can remove that or the ulti. Either will work. It also works. He's also very good against PL because you can disrupt PL or any of his illusions and then spawn a PL army of your own. So they're going to take our top tower, and that's going to suck. Hey. Now everybody's here. Man, this Omni Knight's like really farmed.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That Omni is
Radiant's
kind of
bottom
crazy.
tower has fallen.
The Omni Knight went way too deep.
Secretly, I admired you.
You can watch if you want. But it's just a boring game.
Dire's structures
Just a boring
are
average game.
fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Huh?
Dire's
This is a pub
top
from last
tower
night. I'm just
has
commentating
fallen.
it for a video.
Radiant's
This is
middle
Aosin, by
tower
the way.
is
You
under
can't see him,
attack.
but he's here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I played a Lycan game, and I started off in lane versus a Coddle PL, and as you can see, I'm doing really well. So basically, because we can't really teamfight too much,
Radiant's middle
I
tower
have no
has
farm basically. I might as well just counter push.
Radiant's
So
bottom
while they're
tower is
dicking
under
around
attack.
against the PL here, I might as well go here and get free farm as well as push the lane. And then Troll shows up and I have to pop ulti because otherwise I was going to die there. But at least then Troll has to come to the bot lane and he can't actually fight in the jungle. And there's actually still some fighting here as we go for Lycan or PL, and he's actually out of mana, so I'm still able to make myself useful with the ulti. And then maybe we can also kill the Troll. I didn't want to go in until the axis stops spinning because otherwise I would take damage and it would also blind me. But after a sick heal on this Troll, our Bat Rider actually played really well this game, so that helped a lot. So I'm basically just going to escape from this one. I started buying all my items now. And the Bat Rider escapes. And I knew they were TPing after me. Oh, maybe I could have escaped. I suicided last night because I figured I wasn't going to be able to make it. I spent all my money, so I actually lost no gold from that. It's actually not bad to die to a neutral in that case. I thought that somebody was going to get in front of me, but looking at the map there, I could have just walked back. But regardless, this probably saves me a little bit more time, because I would have walked all the way back by the time I respawned anyways, and it protected me from not getting killed, so I think that was okay. So our GPM is like way comparable now, because we've gotten a ton of farm on the PL, or sorry, on the TA. Let's do that. So if we look at the last hits now, we've actually caught up our crap load, just because there was a lot less pressure on the mid lane. Troll kept roaming around and ganking, so TA got a lot of farm, and the Bat Rider as well has been doing pretty well. This looks pretty bad for him now. Yeah, he's dead. And what have I been doing
Radiant's
now?
top tower
So I grabbed my
is
items.
under
I probably
attack.
should have grabbed a Vlad's instead of the staff. I'm going to make a Necro 3 this game so we could push better, but I probably should have just grabbed a Vlad's instead. I kind of forgot about the whole playing Lycan and Roshani thing. They had a Blink Dagger, and then I had a great time and died. So I can either scout with my wolves in the future, or not be an idiot and realize that he had a Blink Dagger because he already killed the TA with it. So, and I think they were in the bot lane. I think we did see them down there. I just didn't think that they would go for the tower dive. So
Dire's bottom tower
graph is
has
actually pretty
fallen.
equal right now, and we actually have a pretty big
Radiant's
EXP
top
advantage,
tower is under
surprisingly.
attack.
I'm not really sure why we have
Dire's
that.
middle tower is under
It's
attack.
not like we took Roshan yet or anything. Probably just because they've been running around and team fighting a lot, and we've been split pushing, basically. Windrunner hasn't been in any of the fights that I've been in, for example. Let's be able to get the tower here. I don't know if I've said it for a while, but tower denies are actually huge. It's only about, if you deny a tower, the enemy team gets about 500 gold, 100 person. But if anybody on your team, a creep or your heroes get a last hit, it's like 1200 to 1300 gold. So if you can TP to contest a tower like this, it's absolutely worth it. And sometimes even dying for that is worth it as well, because that's like a 700 to 800 gold difference for your team. It's worth it to lose 250 or 300 for that. That was really good ulti. Keeping the Troll shut down like that is super important. In the meantime, I'm just kind of farming. I could actually go push a lane, possibly, or go show up to the fight, because I'm really not that far away, and I think it was coming now. Good dust as well. Shadow Demon looks quite dead though. Alright, and I'm going straight for the PL if possible. He's gonna die easy. Yes, crits. Look at my assists, man.
But it hides from the unworthy.
Yeah, the Lycan ulti does give you a chance to crit, it's about 30%, and then Centaur shows up. I didn't realize he was still here. Unfortunately, I don't have my ulti, but I can right-click the wolves. The wolves actually are pretty good damage. They're about 45, 50 physical. Now this looks really bad. I have to get out. Once Troll showed up, there's just... They did drop us, actually. We were talking about this last night. How did they have the text gen? Okay, he did die here. Alright, I thought he said they had a sentry here. But they actually had a sentry over here. They dropped the sentry here. He could have gone invis here and maybe survived, but he didn't really know that. So, anyways, things are evening out a bit. Let's see what I'm up to. I'm going to be building the Vlads now. I kind of want to just get this finished so that I can go take over Sean. There's been so many fights so far that I might as well just go take it, honestly. I think one mistake that's being made by the opponents is that their PL is really not farming very well. Like, he got this Diffusal Blade insanely early, but he hasn't made anything happen with it. And he hasn't, like, gotten his farm up past that. Like, yeah, sure, he's being at fights, but he's still dying and stuff. So he's either making a mistake. I don't know if his skill build is entirely good either. I don't really like getting a lot of levels to Doppelwalk myself, because it does reduce the mana cost, but it's kind of a shit ability anyways. And they might even be able to kill the PL here. So he's going to end up surviving here. I think. This actually does not look very good for him until the entire enemy team shows up. And slow does not apply. What am I doing in the meantime? Jungling, killing lanes. I really wanted to finish the Vlad, so at least I howled for my allies, right guys? You really do not want to get caught by the axes if you do physical damage. So be really careful. It was a good kill by Bet.
It's not the bet you gotta worry about.
We're just kind of like endlessly fighting these guys. Did I show up for the fight finally? I was thinking about it. And then I thought the fight was over, which it kind of is. So I was like, alright, back to the jungle. Always tread switch when you summon as well. You should get treads as Lycan, but picking up in treads and summoning the wolves is going to save you in the long run. Looks like the fight did actually continue, they ended up going back in on them.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What? That was weird. Why did the Ursa kill, or the, why did he kill him? Oh, he did actually have no
Radiant's
cooldowns.
middle tower is under attack.
It's a good kill from Coddle. Blinding Light's actually really annoying. It's 80% miss, but you just gotta wait till it runs out, so.
Hey,
The Centaur
Ginger,
has killed the
so...
Windrunner. And now my ulti has run out, and I think I have a Vlad's coming at this point. Yeah, I do. So, at this point, I kind of wanted to steal Roshan if possible. I also could have maybe just tried to take this while the fight goes on. That's always a really good thing to do if possible.
New followers. Regenerate them. No
Don't feed wolves. That's no good. That's like 50 gold or something. Looks like Omni's going to phase drum. And I did still kind of want to snake it. The reward did scout this, which is pretty obvious. And then we saw Troll coming as well, so at this point you got to get out. So I'm going to hop back to player perspective for a bit. You can't really see me controlling my wolves is the only downside towards a Lycan gameplay, but I actually slipped back in because they left, so I was like, alright, maybe they'll assume that I'm gone. Try not to let your wolves die. If they get permabashed like that, it's often very tough, but the best way to do it is you have to stand closest to Roshan, and he'll always attack the closest target. So if I want my wolves to stay alive, I'll stand on top of Roshan because he's basically phased, and then you can have the wolves slightly on the outside right-clicking. So I don't want to take the Aegis here because I'm not really that strong of a hero at the moment. I've actually fed a decent amount, or at least gotten pretty shut down. So I just said, screw it, I'm going to let him take the Aegis because TA is going to do way more than me early on. And now we fight. I didn't really want to run in while the Omni ulti is up because I can do literally 0 damage. I'm really surprised I dodged those horses, but any moment here I'll be ready to go. And I see the moment. I see 2 heroes that I want to jump on, one of which is the Omni and one of which is the PL, so going Omni. And at that point we're all kind of overextended anyway, so I gave up on it a bit. I probably should have kept going on the Omni though, but he did actually cut back as a result, and that means TA was closer. So we'll dive on this a slight amount. I somehow got that last hit, by the way. I don't know if I deserved it, but did help get vision, and I also tanked a little bit more as a result. And I've almost got my Necro one picked up as also. So I'm really not contributing that much. I got 2 kills there, luckily, but I didn't really deserve them. I'm still there, and I'm howling, and I'm summoning wolves for right-clicking and vision and stuff, but I mean, they're basically losing team fights, and I mean, we have a pretty good team fight with Batrider and Shadow Demon, but it's not that amazing. I just feel like they should be winning these fights. I'm not really sure. If I hop back into, like, the actual mode. I mean, PL at this point only has 93 CS at a 20-minute mark. And yeah, he can be at fights a lot, but I think he's spending too much time going to fights, and he could be spending more time just farming. That was a really good shackle. Awesome power shot as well. That gave us a double kill big time. Just kind of hopped on the... Always kill the Omni if you can. Especially, Lycan doesn't do an insane amount of damage, but his damage is pretty respectable. And Omni's armor is fine and all, but basically the only way that he can survive versus me is either Purification or Guardian Angel. Unlike a lot of heroes, like a burst damage hero, like if I relied on nukes, heals are going to be a lot more problematic, because for nukes to be effective, you have like a limit. You have 1,000 magic damage, for example, and if your 1,000 magic damage doesn't kill the hero, then that's it. And a heal is going to offset that a lot. It's a big difference. But if you have like a DPS hero like Lycan or PA, I mean, you can basically fight until the guy dies. Your DPS doesn't go away. It's not as bursty, but it means you have a larger cap, which means the only way Omni can basically stop you is by staying alive long enough to cast Purification twice, or by popping Guardian Angel. And Guardian Angel, if he uses against me, like a solo Lycan, it's great. So what I'm trying to say is Lycan is fantastic at killing Omni Knight. Out of all the heroes on their team, the two heroes that I should be aiming for at all points that can't really escape from me are Caudle and Omni Knight. Those two heroes are the ones that I should kill. If I can kill either of those in a team fight, it's really, really helpful to my team. I don't go after Centaur. Centaur is insanely tanky. I don't go after Troll because he can just cast his whirling axes and then I have all this mischance. And I don't really go after the PL either because he can go invis, he can defusal me, well, if I'm not ulted, that is. And he's kind of a pain in the butt to kill as well. Unless we have him targeted and he's being focused, I don't really want to put my DPS on him. It's really important that I go for either the Omni or the Caudle in fights. I mean, that's kind of why I've been sitting back a lot, because there's been a lot of situations where it isn't really worth me running into the middle of things, because I might just get chain bursted anyways. So I pick up the Necro 1. The reason I'm getting a Necro 3 is because I don't really need carry items. I want to do kind of pushing and counter pushing, ideally, this game. With the Vlads, you get 5 armor for yourself and your wolves. If you spawn Necros, they also get the 5 armor. Your Necros also get your Howl buff, which gives possible 16 bonus damage to all of your wolves. This also works if your whole team gets Necro 3s or has summons. I can get bonus damage to all of them as well, I think. Yeah, this would work with Eidolons. This would work with other teams' Necro 3s. Here's my Necro 2. I could be moving towards my team right now. We talked about this after the game, and it was maybe a mistake that I made, is that I didn't... Like, all my team is kind of pressuring towards towers. And then I think I saw the big wave at the bot tower pretty soon here, and realized that I should probably show up to it, because it was just such a big wave. My Necro 3 will be picked up on second, and then... the other reason Necro 3 is really good on Lycan is because it gives bonus strength, which is good. The bonus int isn't bad either. And do I TP to this? I can't remember. I don't think I did. And now my team gets into a fight basically, and they're all there except for me. I'm kind of on the opposite side of the map. I think what I probably should have done is actually TP to the mid tower and then showed up instead of farming this. I kind of realized that I was so far away that... And then Bat Rider died. I don't know. I don't know if it was worth it for me to go. It's kind of hard to say. I was a little unsure. I wish that I was here, but there wasn't like a really fast way to get here. And it kind of seemed like the fight was over. Am I crazy? I don't know. And then everybody TP's out. Like, I could have gotten there maybe like 5 seconds, like right there. I would have gotten there like right there, I think. I just don't think it was worth it for me to show up there. I don't know. It's hard to say. I got some farm out of it. I got about 800 gold out of it, so maybe it was worth it for me to farm instead, but... I'm not entirely sure. He's actually still fighting, so at this point it would have been worth it. We could have probably maybe won the fight if I actually showed up. Double kill. And they ended up wiping the rest of our team, so... Probably should have showed up, I guess. I probably should have. I was able to get the farm the Necro 3 basically instead. I got the third recipe, but I'm going to take the tower, or at least do some damage to it. So I did get the tower out of it on the bright side. I pushed the wave, I defended the tower, I was able to farm like 1,500 gold. I mean, if you're not showing up to team fights, you have to make it worth it. Like, you really do have to make it worth it. So can I mana drain? I did. Got him. That was a cool pick. That was a really nice play by the Bat Rider. Made it worth it for him killing my Necro 3. Oh yeah, one other cool thing, if you saw right there, my Necro was running really fast. That's because when Lycan uses his ulti, all units he controls go max movement speed. And this is basically a side benefit of their hero originally, is that your wolves are fast, but when you ulti they go full movement speed, which is a big difference. They go full movement speed like you, so that they don't like block you and other annoying stuff like that. And this also applies to any summons you have, so if you ever grab like a Helm of the Dominator on Lycanthrope, you can actually take control of jungle creeps like a Centaur, and then when you use your ulti, the Centaur also runs max movement speed, which is huge because that's like a AoE 2-second stun that can run max movement speed with you, so it actually gives you a stun if you want to go that route. The downside is that if you grab Helm of the Dominator, then you probably shouldn't also buy a Vlad's, because spending 4,000 gold on 2 lifesteal sources when you don't do much damage isn't really worth it, but it's an option. So Necro 3 with Lycan ulti makes them all run really fast and really good at pushing and all that good stuff. So all around a great item for Lycan, even though it doesn't always make the best sense. Necro 3 is actually arguably the one item that can kind of be picked up on just about any hero in the game, even agility heroes. It's just really good all around, honestly. You can get it on like Faceless Void. There's a lot of fun heroes that you can get it on if you want to. So anyways, I'm pretty strong at this point. My GPM is probably still not that fantastic, but my net worth is actually second because I've spent a lot of time farming and not as much time fighting. So we're actually finally ahead of the PL. The PL should be way up ahead of us because he had a great lane and he kind of had free farm, more or less. I think his skill build maybe hurt him. And look at his HP total. He's still at 1,000 HP, and I think this hurt him probably more than anything else. He picked up a Yasha at this point.
Radiant's top tower is
And maybe
under
he should have
attack.
spread his illusions out in the jungle a little bit better. I'm not entirely sure how he could have done this better, but I don't know. His GPM is not where it should be considering his early start. He spent a lot of time fighting, and maybe should have spent more time farming. It's hard to say. Like, the balance is really, really difficult. Like, I just talked for 30 seconds about whether I should have come to the fight and the fact that I got 1,500 gold because I didn't show up to the fight. And maybe that's going to make me win the game. Whereas the PL now has only 1,000 HP, and he got his Diffusal Blade really early, but unfortunately he didn't make anything happen with it. I mean, maybe he was just making mistakes. I mean, if you have a Diffusal Blade that early, you should, and you have that much of a gold advantage, you should kind of just win team fights, and he didn't do that. So I'm not really sure entirely what is the right option. I guess I would have to watch his play. But he did die quite a few times, and he probably shouldn't have, so. Unless somebody's actively ganking you, you shouldn't be dying. And I don't think we had that many sentries either. I think a lot of the situations were him running out of mana, things like that. Like if you get dusted, you can just diffuse a blade yourself, for example. He just finished Manta, so now his HP is a little bit better. But ideally, if he was free farm and there wasn't that much action early, I understand he's been team fighting a lot. He should have like a diffuse blade 2 and a heart at this point, at least with the treads. Are these bugged right now? Let's see if these are still bugged as well. Yeah, the illusions are still bugged as well. You can't get tranquil boots on them because they're actually not running full movement speed. And this guy didn't realize this, but you shouldn't get tranquils on the PL because the illusions don't, or the illusions don't get the movement speed applied to them. It's bugged. So you can see that by his illusions. Apparently I was sitting bottom and almost died. I seem to remember. Let's go back to player perspective here. So, whenever you almost die, it's a good thing to run away. So I ended up right-clicking those on mud golems instead. At this point, I have pretty much all the items I need, so I figured I might as well start showing up to fights. And our team is pressuring, and we wanted to take a tower, so I just walked all the way around and wanted to hop on the fight. I wasn't sure if Roshan was up, so I sent one of my wolves over there. There's a little mana drain on the Coddle here. God, the blind is still on me, but we still killed him actually.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Kind of just want to kill all the illusions when possible. You don't want to keep them up basically, which is why I right-click them a lot. And also this kind of gives me a little check to see whether or not they're actually the real ones. As soon as you do one burst of damage, and you see how much damage you do, you can say, okay, that's obviously not the real PL. And it's just important to check those occasionally. But it's also important to keep them down, because if there's 8 PLs, it's a lot harder to kill. We don't have that much AoE, so we do have to be pretty careful about it. I should be howling. Mistake not to howl. We had to burst him down before he got unstunned, so that he couldn't stun. And again, all the PL illusions are dying pretty fast.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Looks pretty bad for TA. So I ended up coming over to pressure because I knew that if I didn't try to defend him that he would just get killed really easily.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
It's a good 4-step on him. I might die for this though.
Was I a wolf? Only he was a man.
Run necros. Those are 100 gold apiece, by the way, so letting them die is generally not the best. I probably should have just started right clicking him. Like I wasn't gonna run away from him. And every necro 3 right click actually does a lot of damage. So, and since I'm dead, no wait, I'm gonna look at numbers. Let's look at some graph stuff. So at this point, the gold graph is heavily in our favor. The early advantage that the Radiant team took didn't end up working out for them because they keep losing team fights. And I guess their team fight isn't that fantastic because really, I mean, they've got a Centaur stun, and that's about it. They really don't have very many disables, and that hurts them quite a bit. But I don't know, with the Blink Dagger, I guess we have really hard to kill heroes as well. When they have this few stuns, like, they can't even kill me, for example. Like, if I pop my ulti, the only way they can stop me is by Centaur stunning me. So maybe it was more of a lineup problem than it was just an early game problem, but I still think the PL should have more items than this. His net worth is up there, but it's not as amazing as it probably should be. I mean, he could have just... I don't know. Maybe he should have gotten his Diffusal Blade and shifted over and just solo kill the Windrunner endlessly or something. I'm not completely sure. Omni Knight has some problems as well, and he's died a lot actually. Omni Knight probably died way too many times this game, but he is up against a couple of heroes that do hard counter him, like Shadow Demon for example. I think he probably made too many mistakes. I think this Omni Knight maybe fed a little bit too much, and that also hurt them a bit. Coddles died quite a few times, but again, not very many disables. Him getting a Ghost Scepter would have been a better choice than a mech, probably. Ghost Scepter against TA or Lycan would have been fantastic for him. And now he's going to pick up an Abyssal Blade just because Basher is pretty good on Lycan. His attack speed's okay, and the extra stun can help out, especially against a hero like Omni Knight or even PL. So from here, we're going to try to take a Rex. Did he take his Roshan up? I can't tell. Yeah, Blitz went a really weird build this game. He went Treads, Helm of the Dominator, Yasha with an MKB, and he was going to make a Butterfly right after because he was basically doing like a hard carry build. People don't do this very often as TA, but I mean, he actually doesn't get Blink Dagger very often in TA anymore, which is interesting. It does cause him some problems. I'm sure there's some deaths that he could avoid if he had Blink Dagger, but it really does help him do a lot more DPS and stand harder against a hero like PL. Especially with Butterfly, it does help an incredible amount. I think this is the part where I was like, screw it, we're going high ground. And then we just started killing the tower. It's like so much damage.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Just kind of sitting in the back here. Trying to keep all this PL illusions low. That was great. I right-clicked the Coddle, and he blasted my melee Necro 3, and it killed him with pure damage. Did 600 pure damage. That's like the best nuke in the game. That's like a Dagon 8 or Dagon 5. Kill the Omni! Kill the Omni! No! I thought I would get him there, but I didn't.
Radiant's bottom
I'm sure the guy wishes that he saved his heal for himself now. Does a lot of damage, dude.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The heal was so sick. That was a great mech from the Windrunner. And look how much he lifesteals now. It's insane. Butterfly, Yasha, Monkey King Bar, and Helm of the Dominator. It's so efficient. It's like good attack speed. Like his lifesteal, every hit is ridiculously insane. Because look how much damage he does. That's without refraction on. He adds another 60 damage to that. And he's lifestealing like 40 HP every right click. It's like such a huge percentage of lifesteal. And the evasion is really helpful against Troll and all those other heroes. They don't have MKBs, so Troll is actually really underfarmed. Considering his start, he's died quite a few times. I'm really surprised about this. I think they did not do a very good job farming in between team fights. We did. It was a pretty weird game. Like, I understand that the average player is not going to really know how to react to this, but I think we spent a lot better. We did a lot better farming in between team fights. Like, they had such a big gold advantage over us early. They probably should have won this. I think. I don't know. Kind of felt like a game that we shouldn't have won because we had such a bad disadvantage early on. Did we take? We did not take mid-Rex actually. I'm just scouting out to see. I was trying to figure out exactly where the detection was so that I could have vision with the wolves. If you run into vision like that, you can run out again, and it'll stop the projectiles. So I'm ready to summon again. So we are preparing to high ground. Gotta kill the sentries, man. Keep our ward alive. Necro 3 gives true sight, by the way, if you guys didn't know that. So I keep killing the, keep killing all the sentries. I love that part. It killed so many sentries. Can't stop the Necro 3, man. Get initiated on. And then stuff gets crazy. Bash! Bash!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has
I just wanted to take the Rex, especially because my ulti ran out. Killed everybody apparently.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So yeah, that's kind of like in late game. Normally, in the olden days, when you could just jungle Lycan, you would usually just kind of jungle until you hit 6, and then you could get a solo kill on a support somewhere. Just come out of the jungle and kill somebody because you're fast and did pretty good damage. Then you would take Roshan with a Vlad's, and you turn yourself into this BKB monster, like a BKB with a Basher and maybe a Necro 3. But the game was played a little differently here. I just kind of farmed a lot and contributed to pushes. I mean, despite my KD not being that good, 5, 6, and 10 is really not that impressive. I still had pretty good net worth at the end of the game, and that's mostly because we team fought well and we pushed and we took towers. And even when there's team fighting going on, I still got good farm. And I don't know, we split pushed a decent amount, and that did put pressure on all their lanes. And they made a lot more team fight mistakes than us by far. They made a lot of team fight mistakes. So bunch of new chests as well. I'll open those up eventually.
For me?
Yeah, so that's a Lycan game. I did actually record that one live, but it wasn't that fun to give commentary. Like I said, like even at times I didn't feel it was worth it to watch my player perspective because Lycan's a pretty boring hero. I mean, you pretty much spawn wolves and you howl and you ulti and you split push them and be annoying, and that's what we did this game. So thanks everyone for tuning in. That's Lycan. Go follow me on Facebook or Twitter at Purge Gamers, and I'm gonna hopefully stream soon, maybe tomorrow. Fingers crossed. We might go see a movie today or tomorrow. Maybe I'll stream today. I'm not sure, but I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.